Today, hopefully they're enjoying their holidays and the holidays that are to come. The one that's just passed, and this particular lesson we're going to be talking about creating tables. And tables are, if you've ever worked in Microsoft Excel, you know that tables separate line items of data within your file. And this particular lesson, we're going to be touching on that. It's going to be very brief from me today. Um, I'm thinking this is a pretty fairly easy lesson for you to achieve and accomplish. So let's jump right into it. Let me go ahead and then get my screen shared. And here we go. And we're working with lesson 9 today, lesson 10 rather. Lesson 9, we had some technical difficulties trying to get the files uploaded to Brightspace because the files were extremely large and there was really just no solution other than someone coming in and giving us some technical help trying to get those files uploaded. But I said in the end that it wouldn't really be advantageous to go ahead and do that. Let's just jump on to lesson 10, which lesson 9 was dealing with text flow. We've actually worked with text flow in before. So today we're going to be creating tables. And creating tables, like I said, dealing with data, separating them in different cells. So our end file is going to look like this. It's the Urban Oasis Gardens summer schedule. And we'll just be we're going to already have some text on the file itself. And what we're going to do is in the way we're going to separate it, it's going to be real easy. And after we finish separating the text, we will uh, color the background of the cells, drop in a couple of pictures, and add columns. Add a column, and then we're going to add a row as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And we're going to go to File. Let's open up our file, Lesson 10, and we're going to go to the 10 start page. So click on Start, 10_start, and let's click on Open. And this is the file that we're working with right here. So we see, and we have our character zone. So we see the character zone. This double greater than sign, this signifies that these are tabbed out. And so when we go to convert this particular text to a table, it's very important that you know how the separation goes between you converting the text over to a table and what methods we need to use in order to get the table converted over. So as we see, these are tabs. And of course, you see the tab key on your keyboard, tab space over, which in each tab is going to separate these items, time, date, and the cost. It's going to separate those using the creating a tab feature. Okay, so what we want to do first, we want to select all of our text, and so we can just select it this way, or we can double hit it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try that, or just select it all like that. So then we want to go to and this has got me. Gonna move this over here just a little bit. We're gonna go to table, and table, then convert text to table. Once we convert our text over to table, it's going to ask us what will be our column separator. And I think I aforementioned earlier that we're using the tab key. And you can separate them. The text was separated by commas or paragraphs. We could have done it that way as well. But for this instance, we're going to separate it using the tab. So the column separator is going to be used by the tab, and row separator is going to be, that should be Probably the tab as well. Yeah, probably the tab as well. And so, what a row separator is going to be the paragraph. So, column to tab, row separated by paragraph. Click OK. And as you see, it has separated all of our items out perfectly. And so we're going to go into adding another row below this row. And the rows go horizontally from left to right, and columns go vertically from up to down, or north to south, whichever way you would like to say that it is. Okay, so now that we've got our text, and that was fairly easy, just convert the text over to a table there. Fairly easy. So let's add a column right under a row, right under this row right here. So you can click anywhere in the first column. And I like to do mine the easy way. I like to right click on it, go to insert a row. That's one easy way. Or you can also go to, you can also go choose table and then insert row this way. So either way is fine. It'll get you to the same place. So if I'm going to ask you, do you want to insert your row above or below the row that you have selected? We're going to hit below. How many rows do you want? We just want one row below that row. And once we do that, we're going to click OK. And it added another row in here. Now, for this particular row, we're going to add in the title of these sections right here. And so the first one, we're going to add an activity. Then we'll add in the day. We'll put that by hidden day. And we're going to add the time. And we're going to also add the fee, how much it's going to cost. Okay. Now we want to also add some pictures to some of these row items. So they're going to be, and if you see, if we go back to our in file, we're going to add a picture to attracting butterflies, creating garden flags, tending flowers, and also making and flying kites. And so those particular pictures are included in your files, which are right here. So when we insert them, we're going to show you how to do those. And I know I'm briefly going through this. It's, like I said, it's a fairly easy lesson. So this should be pretty easy to start and finish. Let's add a row. So like I said, you can select where you want the row to be beside, or and by doing that, you can right click it, go to insert column. We're going to add a column because we want to add another column to the right side here. So select the column and then just right click, insert column, or we can go to table, insert column. That's going to ask you the same question as we did when we inserted the row. It's going to ask you, do you want to add the column to your left? You're going to add the column to your right. In this case, we're going to do it to the right. Select right, click OK. And as you see, we have another column. Now, we see this column is running off the page. We want to make sure that everything fits within these margins. All of our activities, the day, the time, the fee. We want to make sure all of those are added within the margins. And so I think specifically the lesson calls for you to, they got specific measurements. And the way you would actually move these columns in. If you scroll in on the line, you'll see a double arrow. And this signifies that you can click on and hold it and drag it to your desired column width. Or if you click right here, a double arrow going up and down, you can click and hold it to your desired column height. So in this case, we want to make sure that we want to drag these items to our column width. So just click, hold, go to the second, 1, 2, 3. This is the third line right here. Click, hold, drag it across. And as you see, the columns become thinner. You decrease the column in width. Do the same thing for this one. Click, hold, drag it across. And we're going to do the same thing for fee. And we want this line right here to end up on this margin line right here. So we click, hold, drag it right here. And as you see, we now can start inserting our pictures in here. Now, if you want to, you can take this over just a little bit more. And like I said, they have specific column width within the lesson itself. So I just want you to go through the lesson itself, find out and determine what those lessons are, what those width are. So now what we want to do is this first line right here. If we go down, like I said, our final document here. The daily drop-in activities is in one cell. How do we get this to become one cell? All right. So what we want to do in this case, make sure your type tool is selected. Click in the first cell itself and just drag across where all 5 of these cells are selected. Now, like I said, I like doing a lot of keyboard shortcuts and shortcuts within the file itself using my mouse. The way you would do this is you can, once you have everything selected, because you want this whole thing to be on one row here, merge, we want to merge these. So right click, go to merge cells. And once you merge cells, it's going to make everything one cell. As in the final PDF here, one cell. And you can always go across, drag this down, just to get a little buffer in between here. And you can also make sure that, you can center it or leave it to the left. I think the final file calls for it to be, they've got it justified to the left here. So we can leave it like that. And I'm going to show you how to insert the images. Now, what you want to do when you insert the images, you want to make sure you expand the row heights. And the way you do that, like I said, you click anywhere on one of these, click, hold, drag down. So we'll be able to get our pictures in here. And let's just test it out real quick. I'm gonna take it down just a little bit more. And I think all the pictures are perfectly to size, so you don't have to worry about adjusting pictures in this case. So I'm gonna take it down just enough where I can put my picture in. And if the picture is, if the height of the row is too high, I can always go back in and adjust it. Okay. Okay, so let's click inside the cell we want to add the picture in. And the picture in this case is going to be the attractive butterfly picture. So we're going to add the butterflies picture to this third row, the last column. And insert the picture, we're going to place it. So you can either hit Control D on the PC, Option D, I think, on the Mac, and go to File. And then we're going to place. We're going to find our file, which is the butterfly. Click on it, open it, and it should drop it right in there. And we can always go to use our type tool to adjust the height here. I think it's perfect the way I got it. And we'll do the same for these other ones as well. The second one is creating the garden flag. Once we do that, we'll go to the trending flowers after that. And so in order to increase the height of the creating the garden flags row, click hold right in the middle there, where you see the double arrows, drag down. So like every other row, you'll be adding a picture to it. So take it down just a little bit more. And like I said, the lesson calls for you to put in specific height rows and where to actually put those in. But for these purposes only, I'm going to just adjust them manually. Let's go back to place the picture here again. Using the type tool, make sure you click in the cell that you want to add the picture in. Go to File, go to Place, or either hit Control D. I love using keyboard shortcuts. Control D, and then this time we're going to get the garden flag. You see the garden flag is in there? Go back to your type tool, and I'm going to make sure that everything is adjusted accordingly. So we got 2 more pictures to put in here. We have the tending flowers. Let's adjust this height right here. And I'm gonna expand, I'm gonna take it down just a little bit more just to show you that the picture can be or smaller than the row itself, not row height itself. So tending flower, and if you want to just check it and see which one it is, got a picture of some flowers right there. And click in the cell that you want to add the picture, go to File, Place, or Control D, and add the watering can file. Now in this case, it will adjust it to the height that you desire, but I'm going to take it up. And we almost got all of our pictures in here. We have one more to go. And that one is going to be the making and flying kites. So once again, we'll select, put the cursor in the cell that we want to add our picture in. We'll take this up just a little bit. File, Place, and our last picture that we have is the kite. So click on the kite file, and then we have it. I'm going to zoom back out. And this is how your file will look up to this point right here. Now, as you see, I want you to go back through. I want you to go back through this particular lesson and get everything else finished up. You're going to shade in these rows, the backgrounds here. And it's the lesson will show you how to do that. It's going to be like a lavender, and it's going to be like a gray. And once you're done with that, you should be pretty much finished. Now, this particular lesson, it calls for, you're not going to get graded on this particular portion. You will have an activity that will be involved. And you'll also have to add this icon right here to a couple of these activity items as well. And so when you go to the lesson, it'll show you how to do all of that. Making and flying kites, I'm going to have to show you that one. You're going to answer that one. But yeah, just go through everything, make sure everything's okay. I'm going to be uploading the activity for the week. This activity, the discussion question for the week. This discussion question will actually be due on Thursday before noon. Like I said, it's a fairly easy lesson, and we'll be sending over the discussion question, which will be fairly easy as well. And if you have any questions, like I say, let me know. Email me. Um, Right space. You can message me, and if you have any problems, just let me know, and we will go from there. Have a good day, and try to get these in as quick as you can, so we can move on to the next lesson, which it will be tomorrow, lesson 11. So have a great day, and I'll be seeing you soon.